Hi, I'm Matthew from the Science of Psychotherapy, and here's John Arden talking about chronic inflammation.
So chronic inflammation, if we can, just for the listeners, can kind of touch on here, is a thing that you don't want. And in this country, the country that I'm talking from right now, the United States, over half the population have chronic inflammation. Why do I say that? Because almost 3/4 are overweight. Fat cells aren't just these little things jiggling around. They then, if we can put fat cells in perspective, it's nature's way of storing energy. Okay. Well, what does that mean? When we were hunter-gatherers, we didn't always have a ready-made food supply. So that meant we had to, not consciously, but our bodies had to store energy. So fat cells are stored energy. Now we got so much stored energy, it's decaying energy. And what's decaying energy? These are fat cells that now, when they are constantly going through this change in terms of new cell development, there's no clearing out because you got fat cells circling other fat cells. So now your immune system gets turned on to clear out the garbage, but there's no way to clear out the garbage. As a result, now not only do your fat cells leach out these pro-inflammatory cytokines like interleukin-6 and tumor necrosis factor and so on, but also turn on other inflammatory networks in your brain, the microglia, for example. Right. Microglia is like your immune system in your brain. And so now you're turning on inflammation in your brain. You don't want that to happen, because the long range result is dementia. But before you get there, it's stinking thinking. You're on your default mode network all the time. You just feel tired. You get what is called sickness behavior, which is actually a category of symptoms that is probably one of the hottest areas of psychology and psychiatry since the late 1990s. And it's a range of symptoms that relate to inappropriate turning on of your immune system, which also looks like depression. So here you got less energy, you can't think clearly, you just feel blue, and you don't know why. You think it might have something to do with an attachment that went bad many years ago. Right. Now you're just ruminating about it and all the time, in part because you're on this self-perpetuating cycle. Well, your immune system isn't appropriately turned on, and what we've got to do is actually turn it off so it can be used in an proper way, in an appropriate way. So here you've got an immune system that's turned on in part because of these maladaptive patterns.
Well, if you want to know more about the science of psychotherapy, come across to our website, thescienceofpsychotherapy.com, and our podcast of the same name, and learn more about the science of you.